pull a hammer back. I'm aiming at the target, and I can remember thinking, looking at it through the scope, remember thinking like, I hope there's not a ricochet off this. I don't know why I was thinking that, but in the back of my head, I was like, I hope I don't have a ricochet. And pull the trigger, and then boom, gun explodes.
Whoa.
I remember seeing the tree line, like going back, and I just remember seeing the tree line. And then the video of me on the internet, I fall off screen. So I kind of went backwards and I landed on all fours. And so I don't know what's happened, right? So the gun's exploded. I'm in a lot of pain, and then I can't see out of my right eye. My right eye, I went completely blind in it. So there's I'm going to get up one more time. Is that okay?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
of course, man.
Let me run over here and grab it real quick. This is not the exact gun I was using, but this is what it looks like. It was about like this, except it had a heavy barrel. So when this thing exploded, this is a 1 pound cap.
Okay.
Right? So that hit me in the face. I've got my goodies over here. These are the safety glasses I was wearing. And so you can kind of guess where that hit me.
Yes.
So that thing right there got me.
So this came
right there. And so when it hit me, it broke my face.
I can imagine.
Yeah, broke my cheekbone, my orbital bone, my nose. And then after that happened, so this cap, when it came off, so it shredded these threads. So it comes straight back.
So much pressure.
Oh, so much. So much pressure.
Crazy.
You see these little ears here? I know there's people listening. So there's these little ears behind the cap. And they're basically kind of like a safety mechanism where if you don't have this screwed on all the way, it won't let you close the gun. And it's also supposed to be a safety, I guess, if anything bad ever happened. But when this blew off and stripped those threads, it sheared off both of these ears. And these ears are about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch thick.
That's wild.
And about 1 inch long. So sheared them both off. The gun also broke in half. And when I was shooting, I had my hand on the table. So the gun just like Judy chopped this finger and just snapped it. I just completely snapped it. And then here we have one of those ears. One ear, one of those metal ears shot off and it went past my forehead and then around my hat.
This is the hat you're wearing.
Blew through the hat, took the hat off of my head. So really, if that wouldn't have went past, I don't know what would have happened if it would have hit me square in the forehead. I mean, could it have gone through my forehead?
I mean, unless, obviously you're wearing your safety glasses, but think if you're not wearing those.
If I wouldn't have been wearing those, my eye would have completely got ripped out of my head, probably.
For sure.
100% would have. So this little guy right here, this is what did all the damage though. So this weighs 240 grains, something like that. That's one of those ears. And see, it's all.
So that's where it sheared off.
Mm-hmm. And then that hit me right in the throat. Like, see right there?
Man.
Yeah. So goes through my throat, lacerates my jugular, and then went over my collarbone and then down, puncturing my right lung. And then that was in my lung. And then so eventually.
It went in there and down.
Yeah. Because I'm shooting like this.
Yeah.
So it went in and then down. So it deflected off the bone. So through my throat, deflected off the bone, and then straight down.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then so this, like I said, sliced my jugular and then punctured my right lung, stopped in my right lung, and then my right lung eventually filled with blood and collapsed. And then on top of that, my face, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got like a scar that comes through here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So my whole lip was open.
I bet it was just split.
Completely split.
Yeah.
And then I was cut here and a few other places. Took a huge chunk out of my arm, like this huge chunk out. Yeah, I had like a big crater in there. A lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
And like I said, I went blind in my right eye from just the blunt force trauma of that cap hit me in the face. Surprisingly, didn't go unconscious. You figure I would have got knocked out.
So when you're down on all fours after, so you fell back on all fours.
Yes.
All that just happened instantaneously.
Happened immediately, yeah.
Wow.
So I have no idea. It's just, it happened so quick. I knew something bad had happened, but I didn't know what.
Yeah.
So I'm on all fours. My dad said that, and there's two sides to this. You've got me and you've got him.
Of course.
You've got me fighting for my life.
Yep.
You've got him watching his son die.
Of course.
And that he still has a lot of, I would say, PTSD from that.
Yeah.
He struggles with that.
I would imagine. Yeah.
And I can't imagine what that would be like to see that happening to your son.
Yeah.
I'm glad he was there.
Yes.
I hate that he has to deal with that, but I'm glad he was there.
Yeah.
So I'm on all fours, and he said it looked like the only way he could describe it to me was like if you were just taking a water bottle and just squeezing it all over the ground, just pouring out of my neck.
Probably with every heartbeat. You like,
Yeah,
it's like,
because it's your jugular. If your jugular is completely severed, you got 30 seconds to live. That's it. I wasn't completely severed. I was sliced, but it was still intact.
Okay.
Thankfully. Now, if we would have went to the other side and it would have been my artery, carotid artery, I mean, there would have been no putting a thumb in it.
Yeah.
I probably just would have died right there very quickly.
Wow.
Because the artery is taking the blood to the brain. Jugular is blood coming out of the brain.
Okay.
So it's still really bad. Don't
Really
get me
bad.
wrong.
Yeah. No.
Like I said, 30 seconds is still all you got if it's completely severed.
Yeah.
But it's still could have been worse.
Yes.
Right? So he sees this, and then he's yelling at me. I yelled for him. I'm like, Dad, yelling like, what? I don't know what's going on. Actually, I can't see. All I know is I'm in a lot of pain.
Of course.
And I can't see. And so this is seconds.
Yeah.
On the ground. Dad, he comes running up, and he goes, you got a hole in your neck.
Yeah.
Well, at that moment, I knew I was going to die. Like I knew right then.
That's what went through your
Yes,
head.
like you're going to die right now. Because like I was in law enforcement. Every night, I spent every night thinking about what am I going to do tonight if I'm shot or stabbed, mentally rehearsing.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going to survive if I get shot or stabbed. And I know where I'm probably not going to survive if I'm shot or stabbed. The neck is not a good spot
No.
to have anything inflicted. It's literally just nothing but veins, arteries, whatever. And you can't tourniquet a neck.
Yeah.
If I get shot in the arm, I can tourniquet my arm. I can cut off the blood flow. I can't cut off blood flow here.
Yes.
So I knew once I looked down and saw what was happening, he told me what had happened. I was like, I'm about to die. Like, this is it. I'm never going to see my wife.
Oh my
I'm never going to see my kids again.
Yeah.
You're going to die out in this field, and this is the end of your story.
Wow.
And so in that moment, though, man, it was weird. It was like time slowed down for a second, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to at least try to stay alive. I know I'm in a really bad spot, but I'm not going to die right now. I'm going to fight. Yeah. So Dad's yelling at me like, we got to stop the bleeding, and I'm on my knees talking to him. This is all real quick.
Yep.
And he's the one, he was like, we got to stop bleeding. Shove your thumb in your neck or something. And when he said that, I was like, okay, yep. And so I took my shirt and I started wrapping it around my thumb to create packing. Yep. And now he's yelling, he's like, what are you doing? Like, hurry up. And I'm like, I'm creating packing. And then I shoved my thumb into my throat as far as I could, like all the way down to the knuckle, just as far as I could into my throat. In that spot there.
Whoa.
I shoved my thumb down into my neck, just like that with shirt around it. And after that, I don't really remember this part. I asked him, I was like, did you walk me to the truck? Or did you, what did you, he goes, no, you got up and ran. He's like, you ran to the truck. I don't remember running to the truck, but you can see on the truck, when I said my lip was all busted open too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm breathing, and when I'm breathing, I'm spitting blood everywhere. Oh. So the truck, you can see where I ran around it because there's blood splatter all over the front of the truck where I was spitting blood all over it. Get in the truck and get settled in, and there's a trailer hooked up to the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And we are about 9 minutes out of town.
Okay.
We are across 2 creeks back in a field.
So you're way back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And we have a trailer attached to the truck. So I get in there, and now Dad, he just takes off. He's driving. And this is why I say if he wasn't with me, there's no way I would have been able to drive, keep my thumb in my throat, stay conscious, all those things.
No.
Yeah. So we get going, and I'm already, this is just how I was in the moment. I'm like, I can't see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is my eye even in my head? Like,
yeah, you don't know.
Yeah. So I pull down the visor, and I'm like, okay, it's there. So I put the visor back up, and I'm like, at least it's there, right?
A little eye check.
Yeah.
Did an eye check.
Yeah. Because I thought, well, if it's there, maybe I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So it's there, and I'm like, all right, but I can't see. And so after that, like I said, I knew what I kind of needed to be doing in those moments. So I know I'm losing a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need to keep my heart rate down. I gotta breathe. I gotta take big, deep breaths and just try to slow my heart rate down. Because I was like, the faster my heart's beating, the faster I'm gonna bleed.
Sure.
So that's what I focused on. I just started just really trying to focus on my breathing. And it wasn't very long after that everything started to close in on me.
Yeah.
It was black, and then it just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. And I was like, this is it, dude. Like, you're out. This is it. You're gone.
Oh.
And I was like, if I can't stay awake, I die, because Dad's got to drive.
Yep. You got to.
He can't drive and stop bleeding. It's like, this is your dance right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you don't stay conscious, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know. I can't really even explain what happened. It was black, 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 black. And I'm telling you, I could see my kids. I could see my son and my daughter's face in that darkness. And it was like, it was right here. And then I just remember I just started coming back. I don't know if it was adrenaline, like me thinking about like, I'm going to see my kids
That's
again kind of a
wild,
thing.
man. I've got like goosebumps. That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
was,
Yeah.
that's all I could think about was my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not losing their dad right now. I'm going to see them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really think maybe that's what it was. It was like that fight or flight, like I'm about to die, I got to get to my
It's gotta
kids.
be adrenaline. Yeah.
And just started coming back.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not all right. And I just kept focusing on my breathing. Well, Dad is naturally, he's just trying to drive.
Yeah.
I'm like, someone needs to call 911.
Something.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
let them know what's up. Yeah.
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 So, and I've asked him, I'm like, why didn't you call 911? He's like, man, I was just focused on trying to get you to the
He's
hospital.
probably adrenaline
100%.
dump just going.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Well, have you ever tried to turn your alarm off on your iPhone and you hit that button too many times and you accidentally call 911? Have you ever done that?
I messing around, not on purpose, but yes, I know what you're
Okay,
talking
so I'm
about. It's like
talking
an
about-
emergency phone
Yes.
call, right?
If you hit that button too many
Yes,
times. I've
yep.
done it so many times that in that moment I was trying to open my phone.
Okay.
Well, if you're bleeding on your phone, on your smartphone, fun fact, it won't work because
Because it has to sense your fingers.
yeah,
right?
and it thinks that your finger's all over the place because your blood's warm.
Oh,
And it's just the
man.
screen wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, crap. and so
Yeah.
I'm like this, and I'm trying to open my phone, and then I was like, thought of that, and I just
Yeah.
start pounding the side button
Oh man.
until it called 911. I just let it go,
Yeah.
and dispatcher answers, and it's the guy who gave me the camera years back. It's the dispatcher who gave me a camera to film my first video is the one who answers.
Holy cow.
Yeah, his name's Chesley, and he was working in a different department now.
Yeah.
And he answers, and he knew it was me because he saw my phone number.
Okay.
So he thinks I'm calling just to, yeah.
Because
I remember he was like, "What's up, man?" And
Yeah.
and then he said, and he still has the phone call recorded. He's given it to me.
Yeah.
But I haven't listened to it. Like I don't want to hear it.
I
but,
bet that would
But
be
he was
cool.
like, "Dude, you were cool, calm, and collected." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna take your word for it because I don't want to listen to that."
Yeah.
But he said immediately. So the first words out of your mouth, he's like, "I knew something real bad had happened."
Yeah.
So I tell him what's going on, and I wanted to stay on the phone because I was trying to just do whatever I could do to stay conscious.
Yeah.
But about halfway there, I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do this, So
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, you're gonna have to. And then because I started feeling it again, feeling like I'm
You
gonna.
need to focus. Yeah.
Yeah, and that happened about 2 more times where I started seeing black come in, and I just fought through it. I mean, I was just determined to not die.
Yeah.
And then, so we make it into town, the ambulance medicine town.
Okay.
And we get out of the truck, and I knew one of the EMS workers because I've worked the area,
Of
so I
course.
know all the people.
Yeah.
But I get out of the car and I'm like, Dad, I'm really thirsty.
Yeah.
And of course, he's just dad. He's just dad, but he gets a water bottle, and the EMS people are like, no, don't drink it.
yeah.
And I start drinking water, and like, I guess you're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
I don't know why, but you're not supposed to. I guess maybe
I'm
just
really thirsty.
yeah. Your throat's really dry. I'll get my thumb in my throat. I'm over here drinking a bottle of water. And they're like, no. And so they get me on the gurney, and they get me in the ambulance. And I'm at this point, I'm really having trouble breathing. I mean, it felt like you were sitting on my chest.
Probably because of the lung now.
Yeah.
Right?
But I don't know that that's happened.
Yeah.
So all I know is there's a hole in my throat, I can't see out of this eye. I don't even know about my broken finger yet. I only know, and I don't know about any other stuff. All I know is thumbs in my throat and I can't see. That's all I know.
Yep.
And that's all Dad knows, really, other than he could see the real busted up version, because I didn't know how bad my lip was open and all that stuff.
Sure.
So I tell the EMS worker, I'm like, hey, I can't breathe. Like I every time I breathe, I can't take a deep breath, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Well, she cuts my shirt off.
Yeah.
And she's like, no holes. You got no holes in you.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we get to the hospital, and from what I understand, after talking to the EMS people and the nurses after the fact, they were all very surprised that I was awake. You know, after they heard what had happened, they expect me just to be out on the gurney.
Of course.
And here I'm like, hey, everybody. Like,
Trying to,
like, what is this?
that is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
It is. I'm really proud of it. You know, I'm
you
really
should
proud
be.
that I
Yeah.
didn't die.
Yes.
I don't take all the credit. You know, I think that God was with me that day, and I think
Of
there's
course.
a greater purpose behind all that. But I start feeling good though. I'm at the hospital. I'm like, hey, I ain't dead. You know, I'm here. So they roll us in there, and of course now they're all working on me.
Yep.
And I've got my thumb in my throat, right? The doctor, he comes up, and he's like above me right here, and he's like, we're gonna have to take your thumb out of your throat.
Sure.
And I start telling him how to do his job. I'm like, no, you're not. And he's like, we got to pull it out. And I'm like, you better have plenty of packing, you know. And the doctor's like, we have I remember he was kind of frustrated.
Well,
like,
look, man, if your thumb is in there and you've saved your own life in a way, like I wouldn't want to pull my thumb out either.
No,
you know?
I'm like, what's gonna happen when I pull my thumb out of my neck, you know?
Yeah.
So he's like, we got it. And I'm like, okay. So, and I never forget the feeling of what that felt like pulling out of, and now I've got my hand up in the air now, right? And they're just like, I just feeling them packing my neck. And now I'm sitting here looking at my hand. This is the first time I got to see my left hand. And so, you know, you got your natural bend in your finger.
Yep.
Well, then this was chopped and bent like a W. So my finger looked like a big W.
Like backwards.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Like this was like a V. So fingers like this. So it was like, and then my finger was bent.
Not good.
No, so, and that's literally what I said.
Yeah.
I looked at my hand and I go, well, that's not good.
Not good.
The nurses that were there were like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like, he's over here dying. He's like, that's not good.
Yeah, my finger.
Yeah. And then I start looking at everything else. Well, then doctor, they scanned, I don't know what they did or how they figured it out, you know.
Yeah.
But he comes to me and he's like, you're not out of the woods. Your lung is collapsed. And I was like, okay. And he's like, okay, we're going to have to put a chest tube in. And I'm like, okay. So like, what's that? And he's like, well, normally we'd knock you out for that, but we can't knock you out.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we got to go in through your rib cage and put a tube in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, whatever. Just do it, you know.
Yeah.
So he comes in there with this rod about the size of my pinky or my ring finger with a point on it.
Yeah.
And he says, he goes, I'm going to numb you. But all he did was just numb that little top layer of skin. So I wouldn't feel them. They took a scalpel and I guess they slit me open. And now they've got to ram the rod through my ribs. They're just ramming in. So he starts a ramming. And I'm telling you, man, that is one of the worst feelings I've ever had in my life. I mean, he's just giving all he's got. And if you ever have to have it done, you're in a lot of trouble, Brian.
Okay.
Because they couldn't get it through my rib cage. They said my rib cage was too thick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all those years of trying to thicken my rib cage and build muscles are against me right now.
Now it's not helping. It's not helping.
There's no way they're getting a rod in you. I guess this is not happening.
I can't even imagine, man.
And so I'm sitting there going, they're just ramming me. I think my wife was there at this point because she had been notified. And I remember asking her afterwards, I was like, did I take that kind of like a man or was I squealing? She was like, no, I would say pretty well. You're just kind of just, and I was like, okay, that's okay.
Yeah, we'll take that. you got a couple moans is all right, man.
So he's trying to get it in there and he literally says, like, I can't get it in there. Your rib cage is too thick. And I'm sitting there thinking, what? You're joking.
Yeah.
So then he calls a surgeon down because he says, we're just going to have to slice through your ribs or whatever to get it in there. Man. But he keeps trying in the meantime.
Okay.
He just keeps on going.
Wonderful.
And it finally goes through. And when it went through, it was extremely painful, but instant relief because once they pulled that out and they put the tube in, they were able to drain that blood out, and I felt relief in my chest. I could breathe. Now that lung
what
wasn't
does that
working.
even feel like?
Felt like if you were sitting on me and then you finally got up. You know, I just couldn't breathe. And that's because this had filled up with blood. So my rib cage had all this, you know, it's all filled up.
Sure.
And I don't know how lungs work in the sense of, does your right lung connect to your left? I don't know. Would that have eventually spilled over into my left? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
Sure.
But I do know the right one was full. So
Yeah, that's, but you did get relief.
I could breathe better. I still couldn't breathe completely because that lung's not working now.
That sounds horrible.
It was
Like really bad. Like, oh, okay.
So that's where we are now. We've got chest tube in.
Okay.
And I know that I've been hitting the throat, but here's the fun fact here. They didn't know my jugular was cut. They actually didn't know that my jugular was cut until I made it all the way to Nashville after a 45-minute flight.
If you enjoyed that clip, you can watch the full episode right here. And to watch another clip, click right here.